Okay, we're ready to finish up today's training session for day 18 of Force Fetch with Liesel. I just thought of one thing I forgot to mention with that forest drag, and that is, even though we train for the field and the forest drag separately, we start them out separately, you should consider them a similar or same subject as you're training throughout the summer. One thing I see a lot as a judge is dogs get really bored with drags after a while, so you don't want to overdo it. So as you're training the rest of summer for your tests in the fall, what you need to do is just do one drag, either the field one or the forest one, every week or 2 or 3, depending on your dog's interest in it. So don't do a field drag every week and a forest drag every week. You know, 1 week you can do the field drag with one piece of game, a few weeks later you might do a forest drag with another piece of game, and so on and so forth. Just mix it up. It just keeps them more engaged. All right. Now I want to introduce Liesel to the other piece of game that's really critical for the VGP, and that is a raccoon. So for the VGP, you'll be bringing your own game for drags, just like the other test, where you can choose between a fox or a raccoon. It needs to be about 7.5 pounds or more in order to be test regulation size. So today, I've thought out a raccoon for Liesel. This is not test regulation size. This is about a 4-pound juvenile raccoon. But, you know, it was something that we were able to get our hands on, so we're going to take advantage. I really like starting young dogs on smaller sized raccoons or foxes. It really helps them out to, again, succeed. And once she's doing really well with this raccoon and is comfortable with the scent, then we'll move on to test regulation size raccoons and foxes. But you'll find that a lot of dogs do balk at the scent of a predator. They do treat it differently than retrieving something like a duck or a rabbit. So it is important to introduce the raccoon very carefully, just like we did the other new pieces of game. So Liesel's been smelling this. I haven't ever had her retrieve a raccoon before. Ready? What do you think, huh? I like to baby talk him a little, get him excited. If your dog seems skittish or hesitant at all, make sure you use a lot of positive language. Get him really excited about it. This is where you might even want to do a few tosses, which I wouldn't normally recommend for force fetch, but you want to get the dog excited and happy, and this is a fun thing to retrieve, right? Oh, good girl. It's really hard for them to grab it out of my hand, so I hate to go that far back in force fetch, but I'm going to start with a ground retrieve with it really close and give her a ton of encouragement and see if that will do the trick. What do you think, huh? You could even play with it with them a little bit if they seem at all unsure. Good girl. Ready? Fetch! Good. Yes, come on. Yeah! Good job! So I was giving her a little bit of verbal encouragement just for sniffing it. And then of course we got a big praise when she picked it up. Good job. Drop. They're gonna struggle with the weight and holding it, especially raccoons are so bulbous. It'll take them a little while to figure out best places to grab it, or a fox is so long, it'll take them a little while to figure out that the shoulder grab is best. So don't correct the hold, just let them figure it out. Good girl. So I can extend the distance. Okay. Are you ready? Come on. Back. Hurry up. Go. Good girl. Good. Such a good dog. I give them a little more time on the predators to pick it up. Good. Just because I want to make sure they're comfortable with it too. If she'd taken that long to pick up a bird, I would have jumped in with more of a command. All right, come here. Liesel. Come here. Sit. Stay. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Very nice. Such a good dog. Drop. Thank you. If they do drop it, be sure to take a few steps back, make them pick it up, and finish carrying it to you, just like you would with any other game. Feel. Come on. Sit. Fetch. up a little quicker now. That's good. Such a good dog. Good. Drop. Good. Heel. All right, so I'm just slowly reviewing all the other retrieving drills we've done over the last few weeks with this new piece of game. Sit. Stay. Ready? Okay. Stop. Yes, good girl, good girl. Good dog. Good. Drop. All right, I don't want her to get bored, so I think that's enough review for now. You'll notice that we've got our fox in the box set up behind us. So at the VGP, your dog will have 2 fox or raccoon retrieves. One will be the 300-meter drag and retrieve through the woods. The other one will be the fox in the box or the fox over obstacle, which even though it's named fox, again, you as the handler can choose to bring a raccoon instead. Personally, if you're trying to decide between the two, I don't think it's really a big difference. I have some of each. Raccoons don't smell nearly as bad as they're thawing out in your kitchen. The foxes are a little easier to pick up just because they're a little thinner and they can grab them by the shoulder, but really either one works just fine. Okay, Liesel, come here. Sit. All right, if you recall yesterday I told you on the VGP, your dog has to start at least 5 meters away from the fox in the box obstacle. So I will leave her here on a stay. She keeps sniffing all the blood dripping off the raccoon. I want her focused. I'm gonna walk in. Just like yesterday, I'm gonna walk all the way in, make a big ritualistic sign of me dropping it when she's looking. And now I'm gonna send her. Good. Nice job, Lies. Good girl. Drop. Very nice. A lot of dogs, when they're picking up something with this weight for the first time out of the box, they'll drop it as they clear the obstacle. As long as they pick it back up again immediately, no harm, no foul. So don't be harshly correcting them if they do have a drop right there as they hit the ground. All right, we'll do one more and then we can call it a day. Listen here. Good job. So as you're training, you might want to start your dog further and further back. Come here. Just because of where the camera is, I'm going to leave her where she was. Stay. But again, test day, it's just 5 meters. Ready? Back. Good girl. Good. Drop. Good. All right. As a trainer, it can be frustrating when your dog isn't perfect, but it's important to think that was a good learning opportunity. So I don't know if it was apparent in the video, but there was a squirrel that was chattering and climbing up the tree. It was really distracting. So as soon as I sent her, instead of going to the box, she wanted to go check out the noise. Liesel, come here. Sit. That could happen on test day. There could be a chipmunk running around or a squirrel or a rabbit. The dog still has to go with just the one command. So I used some verbal corrections and then just gave her the physical cue to get in there and finish it. Make your dog finish no matter what distractions come up. And now, because I'm a perfectionist, I can't help but do this one more time to see if we can get it perfectly, even with squirrels running around. Stay. Ready? I'm gonna go a little faster. Keep her on her toes. All right, I don't know if you could see that in the video, but instead of picking it up immediately, this time she decided to lick its rear end. So that's why she got a good harsh fetch command. Drop. Good girl. All right, I think we're gonna have to call it there for today. I hate doing that and ending on a non-perfect one. However, I can see her body language. She's getting a little bored with it. Sit. You can see how lackadaisical she is with her retrieves. So she's ready to be done for the day. That means we're gonna have to come back and do this tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow she will have some new enthusiasm for it. I think a lot of the mistakes we just saw recently with hesitation picking up and trying to avoid the box entirely is just her telling us that she's bored. And with all this retrieving work, you just have to be really, really careful that you don't push so hard that the dog shuts down because they're losing interest in the task. So that is a good place to end for today. I want to set her up for success tomorrow, so I don't want to beat a dead horse and make her really dislike it when we ask her to do all this again tomorrow. So I'm going to leave that raccoon in the fridge. Should be good to use for tomorrow again. And we'll call it a day for now, and I will see you tomorrow.